Welcome to Mental Models Daily, where we explore one mental model each day to help you elevate your daily decision-making. Today, we're examining a fascinating psychological phenomenon that makes changing minds so challenging: the backfire effect. The backfire effect occurs when presenting someone with evidence that contradicts their beliefs actually strengthens those beliefs rather than weakening them. Instead of changing their minds when confronted with contradictory evidence, people tend to dig in their heels and become even more convinced they're right. It's like trying to pull a Chinese finger trap apart. The harder you pull, the tighter it becomes. History provides us with a compelling example in the case of the anti-vaccination movement of the 1800s. When the British government made smallpox vaccination compulsory in 1853, they presented clear evidence of its effectiveness. However, this mandate and the accompanying scientific data actually strengthened anti-vaccination sentiments. The more statistics and studies the government presented, the more resistant the opposition became, leading to massive protest movements. Even as smallpox deaths plummeted among the vaccinated, many anti-vaccination advocates became more entrenched in their positions. It's like throwing water on a grease fire. What seems like it should help actually makes the situation worse. In the modern business world, Netflix's 2011 Quickster debacle illustrates the backfire effect in corporate communication. When Netflix announced they would split their streaming and DVD services, customers reacted negatively. Instead of effectively addressing concerns, CEO Reed Hastings wrote a blog post explaining the logical reasons for the split. His detailed justification, rather than calming customers, intensified their opposition. The more Netflix tried to defend the decision with rational arguments, the stronger the backlash became. It's like trying to convince someone they're not angry. Every attempt at logical explanation only makes them more upset. Let's explore 3 ways to work with or around the backfire effect in our daily lives. First, practice the art of gentle questioning rather than direct confrontation. Instead of presenting contradictory evidence, ask curious questions that help others explore their own beliefs. For example, rather than telling someone they're wrong about a political issue, ask them to explain how they think their preferred policy would work. It's like slowly untying a knot instead of trying to rip it apart. Second, lead with agreement before presenting new information. Find common ground and acknowledge valid points before introducing alternative perspectives. If discussing climate change with a skeptic, start by agreeing about the importance of energy independence and economic growth before discussing renewable energy. It's like building a bridge from their position to yours, instead of trying to push them across a canyon. Third, make it safe to change minds by sharing your own experiences of changing beliefs. By demonstrating that changing views is a sign of growth rather than weakness, you create space for others to do the same. Share stories of times you've changed your mind about important issues. It's like leaving a trail of breadcrumbs, showing a safe path for others to follow. In conclusion, the backfire effect reminds us that changing minds, including our own, requires more than just facts and logic. Understanding this phenomenon helps us approach disagreements with more empathy and effectiveness. The key is creating an environment where changing one's mind feels safe and natural rather than threatening or forced. Thank you for joining me today on Mental Models Daily. Until next time, may your discussions be gentle, your persuasion be patient, and your mind remain open to change. For more mental models, please visit mentalmodelsdaily.com or find us on X or Instagram. Our podcast music was provided by the podcasthost.com and Alitu, the podcast maker. Find your own free podcast music over at thepodcasthost.com/freemusic.